Welcome to Mind Elevate. Our channel has one core mission, and that is to help you rise to your higher self with our daily dose of mind-uplifting content, affirmations, and other empowering resources, not just positive words but life-transforming. So please subscribe to stay in tune. Let's get started. Watching this video to the end, you will discover ancient facts that will take you into a new realm of reality. We are talking about how to control your mind. Point 1. This isn't a motivational video. Let's start there. It's not another round of feel-good affirmations. It's not a temporary mindset hack. It's not a shortcut, a 3 steps to success gimmick, or a magical morning routine. Because frankly, none of that will save you. And deep down, you already know that. So what is this? This is war. A war that's been raging inside you your whole life. Not a war against the world, not against other people, not against your circumstances. It's a war for control. A war over your own mind. Every choice you delay. Every dream you abandon. Every time you talk yourself out of the very thing you wanted to become. That's not fate. That's not bad luck. That's your mind. More specifically, the part of your mind you never consciously chose. The part that whispers just before you act. Who do you think you are? The part that doubts, delays, dismisses, defends. The part that destroys. Welcome to the real work. This audiobook is your guide to confronting your inner saboteur. And not in a metaphorical sense. We're talking real science, real awareness, real tools. This is about reaching into the basement of your subconscious and turning on the light. You didn't write the program that runs your life, but you are the only one who can rewrite it. You'll learn why you hesitate when your gut says go. Why you retreat just when you're about to break through. Why you repeat the same cycles, even when you swore you wouldn't fall into them again. But more importantly, you'll learn how to take your mind back. Not through force, not through hustle, but through truth. Because when you realize that the real enemy isn't the world, but the silent code inside your mind, you stop trying to fight out there and start winning in here. The enemy within, exposing the mind saboteur. You felt it, haven't you? That moment when you had every reason to succeed. The plan was good. Your heart was in it. Your intentions were solid. But somehow, some way, you sabotaged it. You delayed. You backed out. You ghosted the opportunity. You talked yourself into staying stuck. You may have blamed it on bad luck, on the world being unfair, on people not supporting you. But deep down, you know it wasn't any of those things. It was you. And more specifically, it was the unconscious part of you. We call it the subconscious mind. And it's not poetic or mystical. It's the actual operating system of your life. From the time you were born, your brain has been downloading data like a sponge. Beliefs, habits, emotions, expectations, definitions of love, power, success, failure. You absorbed it all. From your parents. From your teachers. From religion, media, culture. And from the emotional experiences you didn't know how to process. By the time you turned 7 years old, most of that system was already in place. But here's the truth. You didn't choose the code. You inherited it. You were programmed. And unless you rewrite it, consciously, that same code will keep repeating itself for the rest of your life. Your conscious mind is like the captain of a ship, steering, choosing, willing. But the subconscious? That's the engine room. It runs the ship. And it doesn't care what the captain wants. It doesn't think. It doesn't question. It simply executes the old commands. Even if they're outdated. Even if they're irrational. Even if they're completely self-destructive. Let's say your conscious mind wants wealth. Great. You set goals. You hustle. You visualize. But if your subconscious believes money is evil, or that success will isolate you, or that you're not worthy of abundance, then no matter what you do, you will repel wealth. You'll procrastinate. You'll fumble good opportunities. You'll stay busy, but never build. You'll hit an upper limit and sabotage your way back down. Because the subconscious always wins. Not because it's more powerful, but because it's always running. It controls 95% of your daily life. 95%. That means nearly every decision, action, emotional reaction, habit, and behavior you make is automatic. So here's the brutal truth. The greatest enemy you'll ever face isn't your ex. It's not your boss. It's not the economy or your trauma or even your past. It's the program. The one running silently in your own mind. And until you confront it, you will keep playing a game that is rigged against you. By you. But that's not cause for despair. It's cause for hope. Because once you see the program, you can change the program. The journey begins with awareness. Start observing your thoughts. Not just what you're thinking, but why you're thinking it. Where did that belief come from? Who installed that fear? Why does that voice inside sound like someone you knew as a child? Pay attention to resistance. That voice that says, don't try. That's too risky. You're not ready. That's for other people, not people like us. That voice is not the truth. That voice is a script. And scripts can be rewritten. This chapter is your wake-up call. You are not broken. You're just following a pattern. But patterns can be interrupted. And your mind is only the enemy when you leave it unconscious. Shine a light on it, and you begin to take your power back. So ask yourself right now, who is really running my life? Is it me? Or is it the outdated beliefs and emotional programs I never chose? The war you're fighting? It isn't out there. It's in here. And now you're ready to fight back. The invisible code, how your subconscious runs the show. What if I told you most of your choices aren't choices at all? What if I told you that the job you take, the relationships you enter, the way you talk to yourself, the way you handle money, fear, love, and rejection, are all part of an invisible code? What if I told you you've been running a silent program your whole life and mistaking it for you? This isn't philosophical. It's biological. It's neurological. And it's changeable. Let's look at your mind like a computer. Your conscious mind? That's the screen. It's what you see. It's what you click. But your subconscious? That's the source code running underneath. It's what actually determines how the program behaves. You can click New Life on the screen all you want, but if the code underneath says, unworthy, unsafe, or failure is inevitable, then nothing will change. Your screen will glitch, the program will crash, and you'll go right back to where you were, wondering what went wrong. Where did this code come from? From your earliest years, when you had no filter, no ability to evaluate truth from lie. Everything that happened around you became part of you. If you were ignored, your code says, I'm not important. If you were criticized, your code says, I'm never good enough. If you were rewarded only for performance, your code says, I must earn love. If you were hurt and never allowed to express it, your code says feelings are unsafe. And on and on. By age 7, that code is mostly installed. By age 14, it's reinforced. By adulthood, it's invisible, yet all-consuming. So no, you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're just running old code that says, stay small. Stay safe. Don't rock the boat. Why? Because at some point, growth hurt. And your subconscious doesn't care about your goals. It only cares about survival. Here's the real kicker. The enemy doesn't come wearing a mask. It wears your face. It shows up as your habits, your distractions, your self-talk, your excuses. Ever wonder why you ghost that new opportunity just when it starts to feel real? Why you push away the good relationship because you don't trust it? Why you make a bunch of money and then find a way to lose it? That's not failure. That's your subconscious doing its job. It's keeping you safe, according to the old code. Even if safety looks like poverty, loneliness, or drama. If that's what's familiar, that's what your subconscious will choose. Familiar equals safe. Safe equals survival. And survival is the only thing your subconscious was trained to protect. So here's the hard truth. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your programming. Visualization won't override the code. Affirmations won't override the code. Effort alone won't override the code, because the code always wins until you rewrite it. And that's the work we're here to do. Mental loops, escaping the trap of thought addiction. Ever wonder why the same thoughts keep cycling through your mind, day in, day out? You wake up, reach for your phone, scroll through reminders, worries, regrets. Think about money, stress about time, relive the past, fear the future. Again, and again, and again. The same loops, the same voices, the same feelings. And you wonder why your life hasn't changed? It's because your brain is addicted to itself. Yes, addicted. We think of addiction as something external, alcohol, drugs, sugar. But thought is chemical too. Every thought you think releases neurochemicals, dopamine, cortisol, serotonin, adrenaline. And just like a drug, your body gets addicted to the feeling that thought produces. If you've been angry for years, your body is addicted to the chemistry of anger. If you've been anxious, it's addicted to the adrenaline of worry. If you've been sad, it's addicted to the numbness of despair. So what happens? Even when life is calm, your mind creates something to trigger those familiar feelings. Not because you're broken, because you're conditioned. Here's the most shocking part. Most of your thoughts aren't even yours. They're echoes. Echoes of your childhood. Echoes of your culture. Echoes of people long gone, but still loud inside your head. You think you're doing the thinking, but most of the time you're just being thought. So what's the solution? You can't think your way out. The same mind that created the loop can't break it. You don't need more thoughts. You need awareness. Silence isn't the absence of thought. It's the space where your power returns. Because when you can watch your thoughts, without grabbing onto them, that's the moment the old loop glitches. And that glitch is your doorway out. This marks the end of part 1, and honestly, it's just the beginning. Part 2 is where the real shift happens. So make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. See you there.